brothers, and they deserve a big Christmas miracle this year. Recently, they faced tremendous loss. Things really looked hopeless until complete strangers stepped up, renewing their faith in their community. Everybody, please let's welcome Jalen and his little brother Julian, along with one of the many people in the neighborhood who helped them out. From Katy Responds, Ron Peters, y'all. Give it up for all of them. So, it's great to meet y'all. Everybody meet Jewel, meet Andrea.
Hey,
hi, guys.
Nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you.
We're bringing people together for Christmas, y'all. So I understand that you two, Julian and Jalen, y'all have a very tight relationship, right?
Yes, ma'am. I'm 23, and there's a 10-year difference between us. He was born December 14th, 2009. The best Christmas present I could have ever had. He's the gift that keeps on giving, and there's never a dull day with this kid. Never a dull day. But due to, the loss in the family, we've grown close, losing our grandfather, my stepfather, and our mother. I had to drop out of college to help out when she was diagnosed with a rare blood disorder. And a few weeks before she passed, she pulled me to the side and asked me to take care of him, make sure he's loved, and to keep him out of trouble.
Oh my gosh, Julian, what about you?
Well, Jay, he's more than just my brother. He's a father figure. He's like a mentor to me. He comes to all my basketball and football games. He supports me as much as he can. And I love throwing the football with him outside and overall just creating memories with him.
Oh my gosh. I'm not gonna cry. So, Jalen, you had been living in your mom's house until 2021. So can you tell us what happened?
Yes, we were living in mom's house. She told me to keep the house, to keep it at all costs, no matter what. And I was doing that, and then a huge winter storm hit the Houston area, just paralyzed the whole city. So we toughed it out at our grandmother's house. And by the time we were able to come home and check the damage, we had bursted pipes, water damage, and mold in the house. And we had to, eventually we just had to end up living with our grandmother again.
Oh my gosh. So, Jalen, how did you handle the damage? Like, that's such an overwhelming, thing to come home to.
I reached out to a contractor who said he could help me. He did way more harm than good. There's just holes all in the walls. We had wires just hanging out just all over the place. I spent most of my mother's life savings trying to repair the house. And when it was all said and done, he took our AC unit and $20,000 and disappeared.
Aww.
So at this point, we're fully moved into Grandma's house, and I just left the house vacant until I could figure out what to do next.
Well, I just want to say sorry on behalf of the better part of humanity, and that is a horrible thing that was done to y'all. Well, Jalen, not long after, you unexpectedly heard from members of your community, right?
Yes, that's where Mr. Ron enters the picture. He runs a small organization called Katy Responds, and they help families after natural disasters to help repair their homes. I met with him at the house, and he said he could fix the house and fully furnish it. I was excited to hear that, but also a little skeptical because, unfortunate events. So. Yeah, and I was in. I have to see it to believe it.
Yeah, Ron. I mean, how bad was the house when you first saw it?
Kelly, when I met Jalen, I could tell his character right away. He was just such a young man with great character. And when I walked into this house with him, and it was like a bomb went off. It was just, there was debris everywhere. There was cabinets torn out. Bathrooms were ripped out. Lots of, as you're seeing, lots of really dangerous stuff. And there was just no way he could get to the end of that without some significant help. So we went in and basically rebuilt the house. New plumbing, new electrical, new sheetrock, new kitchen, bathrooms, a lot of quality volunteers helping us, getting us all the way to the end.
That's amazing, the community of volunteers. That's a really cool thing. I grew up in a small community, and that's what's kind of fortunate about growing up in that environment in like a smaller town is people generally will wrap their hands around you because that could be them at any moment, and you always kind of help each other out. So after Jalen and Julian lost their mother, they nearly lost their home as well following the severe ice storm in Houston last year. Then unexpectedly, Katy Responds stepped up to not only repair the house, but also to furnish it. So Jalen, I heard that you actually worked with the volunteers to rebuild the house, but Julian had no idea that any of this was going on at all, right?
Not a clue, not a clue. It was fun working with the volunteers, just seeing the house come along and seeing a finish line. But I didn't want to tell him just in case it fell through again. I didn't want to give him any more bad news like that because he's already had enough. But if it did work out, I figured that would be the best gift I could ever gift him, ever.
Absolutely. So Ron wanted to make sure it was a big surprise for Jalen too, so he asked him to stay away from the house for a whole month before it was done. And it's clear it was worth the wait. Here's Jalen and Julian seeing their new and improved house for the first time. Oh man, Jalen, what was going through your mind?
Oh man, just walking in and seeing there's no more holes in the walls, no wires just hanging out. We have hardwood floors now, a new kitchen, and just new furniture that was given to us. And just walking through every room, it was just like a movie going through my head of all the old memories and just living there before all that happened. And then I try my best not to cry in front of people, but seeing my mother's room, that just broke me. It really did.
Aww.
Hey man, tears, that's the cool thing about tears. That just means it matters. Nothing wrong with that. That just means it matters to you, and that's a grown man thing too. So Julian, what do you remember, like walking in there?
It was like a dream, honestly. It took me to a flashback when I was with my mom and sleeping in that bed because I was too scared to sleep alone. I thought somebody was gonna get me. She always left snacks on the nightstand for me to make me feel safe. And now I'm doing that with my brother. And, you know, he keeps me safe too. And what makes me really happy about it is that, you know, we're gonna do our same Christmas tradition where we eat pancakes and then we open presents.
No.
Absolutely, that's a great tradition. I love that. Well, Jalen and Julian, what do you want to say to Mr. Ron? You want to say anything?
Thank you for just rallying the community to help us. It really restored my faith in just people just being good. And I know I've said thank you a million times, and I try my best to hug all the volunteers, but just really thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
You're welcome. Our pleasure.
It is a beautiful thing that y'all do. Julian, you want to say anything?
However much it costs to make all of this happen, it means a bajillion more to us. You know, I know we were good people. We always went to church. We gave people money when they needed it. But when God said that when you do good and people will come back to bless you, I never thought it would come back in such a big way.
Oh, now I'm crying. Yay.
So thank you, Mr. Ron.
Oh my gosh. Okay, it's the holidays, everybody, and our friends at the Texas-based grocery chain H-E-B say, here Texas holidays are better. Their goal is to help the lives of all Texans, which is why they're giving Katy Responds $10,000. And that's not all. H-E-B wants to make this Christmas extra special for Jalen and Julian as they settle back into their home. So H-E-B is also giving you $10,000. And I just want to say, you know, I want to keep giving y'all faith that, like, not all humans are crappy like that person that took your money and ran off and just did you wrong. That, you know, you already had so much loss, and there's no reason for that. So I'm gonna throw in $10,000 too. So that 20 grand y'all lost, you're getting back, and that's what happened. All right. You are such great young men. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you, Ron, for everything you do. Katy Responds, such a beautiful organization. And look at these lives you're changing and the domino effects of that. We won't even know, you know. So thank y'all so much.